A simple step-by-step guide to updating the firmware on the Behringer X32 coming up next. These videos are made possible by viewers like you supporting the channel on Patreon and by visiting DcSoundOp.com. Hit the like button and consider subscribing if you enjoy this video. It's a huge help and gets the channel seen by lots more people. Thanks for your support. No matter which X32 you've got, you'll want to keep it up to date for the latest features, bug fixes, and compatibility with its control apps and software. Let's get right into this one. It's easy to do. You'll just need a few things. You'll need a computer connected to the internet, a USB stick formatted to FAT32, or you can erase one and reformat it now, and of course the X32. Before doing anything else, we need to make sure the USB stick we're going to use is formatted FAT32. This can be done using Disk Utility on a Mac or right-clicking on the drive in a File Explorer window on a Windows machine. If you've been using your X32 for a while now, though, you should take a moment to insert the USB stick we just formatted. Hit the setup button in the top right-hand corner of the screen, then use the third knob from the left below the screen to navigate down to Backup, and then select Export. This will save your libraries and show files. Now that our USB stick and mixer are ready, let's get the firmware. Search for the model X32 that you have. In this case, we're doing the X32 rack. Navigate to the Behringer product page for your mixer. Then on the right side of the page, locate the software drop-down menu. The most recent firmware should be on the top as the first result. You'll click on that and choose to save the file. I like to save firmware files locally when I download them. This way I have them for future use without needing to go looking online again. If that doesn't appeal to you, you can just save the file directly at this point to the USB stick that you're going to use for the update. The new firmware file will be compressed as a .zip file when you get it. On OS X, just double-click to unpack it, and on Windows, you can just right-click Extract All to do the same. It's the unpacked folder we need, obviously, specifically the .update file. I know lots of people update firmware and never open these, but they are pretty handy. The .txt file includes a list of all the bug fixes and updates that have been made over time to this version 4 of the software, going back to 2019. The PDF includes details about this current version 4.06, as well as this exact procedure for updating, along with an alternate procedure to update from a recovery state by holding down the USB button during powering on, with the new firmware loaded in the root directory of a USB stick inserted at the same time. For most users doing the standard update, though, you can simply drag that now uncompressed folder onto the USB stick's icon on your desktop. Once you've done that, you can now eject the stick and insert it into the front USB port on the X32. Hit that setup button in the top right again, then use the leftmost knob under the screen to scroll to and select Update Firmware. You should now see the folder you just put the firmware in. Select that new firmware and confirm you want to update. This process should only take a few minutes, and you'll know it went well if you see this welcome screen that also tells you all about the new features that you just installed. That's all there is to it. Now, I'd always keep the most recent firmware that you've tested with loaded onto a USB stick along with any digital mixer. Having that USB stick live with the mixer, you can add things like a basic background music playlist, and it's really nice to know that you have a drive ready and with the console if you ever need to fire up a quick board recording on the fly. That's all for this one. Thanks so much for watching.